Hey you, it's Tony for emodels.co.uk. Welcome to part 16 of the Takom 1/35th scale Chieftain Mark 10 build. Hey, I'm remembering it. Yes, you should do by now. It's been 16 weeks. It's been a third of a year, a fourth of a year, a quarter of a year. My maths is sucky, it really is. Yeah, it's been a hell of a long time this one, hasn't it? Anyhow, yeah, don't worry about that. That's the next build. You're not missing anything. In this episode we shall be doing tracks and barrel. Now in reality you're actually doing these in between painting the grey and the white and the brown of the camouflage. So you'll do the grey, you'll do a track, you'll do the white, you'll do a barrel, you'll do the wheels, you'll all that kind of stuff in between. Rather than have the episodes bouncing around all over the place, I've given you the camouflage all in one go, I've given you the wheels all in one go, now you're going to get the tracks and barrel all in one go, and then next episode we're moving on to decals. So you're going to see bits and bobs knocking about all over the place in different stages. Like I said, the reality is you're bouncing between one thing drying, work on something else, whilst that's drying, work on something else. Continuity wise it's easier to edit it like this. So enough nonsense, let's go watch it. It's actually quite a sturdy piece once all the glue's settled. No, we've gone all blurry. It's actually quite sturdy. It's impressive. Most impressive. Right, so not quite my normal choice, but this is what the instructions are telling us to go with for the tracks themselves, which I'll probably change at some point, but we'll go with it, see how it looks. Chances are, I think I've already said this anyway, I'll show you how I'm going to do the tracks on this little stretch here, and then I'll do it on the main tracks themselves in time lapse, just to save some time. Happy with the flow. So I'm going to grab, I think I do down what's it, one of these, what are these called? Crocodile clips. I'm just going to hold one of the pegs and then blow it then across my desk. Just very lightly. That is quite a vivid colour, that. Actually, or a black primer coat, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Some of those inner links. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I do like that. Okay, right, so we'll let that dry. And I'm just going to do the same with the main track links. Right then. Let's get back to these tracks. Cast your mind back, quite a while back now, when we did the Terminator 800 build, I got a load of these Revell paints, and I've been using them left, right and centre on gun dimmy type things to do some dry brushing. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous they are. Perfect for this kind of stuff. They're very, very similar to the Citadel paints, if you're familiar with those. It's a very similar formula. Perfect for dry brushing with. Oops. Take the cap off. So it's literally from the top of the pot, load your dry brush up, take most of that back off, and we'll build up some very gentle layers of, what colour was that? Was that steel? Steel. And it's literally just grazing across the tops. Just bring out a little bit of shine, like so, where we get the high traffic. So this is where the teeth of the drive wheel will be kicking in and rubbing away. And you get a fair amount of wear and tear, I think. All these guide pins here. So it's just knocking all that really heavy rusty colour back a little bit. So it just shows you all the wear and tear areas. Just some of these edges here on the trap pins. And we flip over. Spray without my mask on. It's very silly of me. So the parts that will connect with the floor get a dry brushing as well. I'm not worried too much at this point whether we hit the track, the pads or not. That's okay. So it's literally that tiny, tiny little gleam just lifts your realism a little bit. Hopefully you can make that out. So it's nothing hugely major. So that's one section of it done. And then for the, let's get most of that paint off. I'll take care of that in a second or two off camera. Again, decent brush, decent sized brush even, decent sized brush. Taking a palette, and then we take that lovely, lovely rubber colour. We've got the Rubber&Tyres. So that's Revell 91 steel that we used. Oh, blurry. There we go. Revell steel 91. You can build up a couple of layers of that and have it as dark or as light as you want. If it takes some of that rubber colour. This is the first stage of the trap pads. So there's a slightly different stage not long after. So I'm just going to load the brush up, pull and twist my brush to a point through the paint. Wait for the camera to focus and I can see what I'm doing. And then literally just overlaying the paint across the treads, pads. Like so. This is one of those jobs that's either annoyingly repetitive or hugely therapeutic. Lovely. couple more, and then once this is dried, what we can do is wash the whole thing. Wait, so that's that one. Yeah, once this is dried, we can give it all a wash, and then if we need to, just come back with a bit more dry brushing, just to pick those edges up again. Not a huge problem. Okay, so back in a minute. Right, it's time for you all to start giggling again. I've got the Revell paints out. Yeah, why not? Good shake. I do like these. These are ideal for this kind of job. It's cheap. So you can get a couple of these pots for the same price you would pay for one like this. You can get a couple of these. There's absolutely gallons in it, as you're about to see. It's beautiful. It's beautiful for this kind of work. So it's a very quick dry brush over the top, just to indicate there's a little bit of wear and tear in there. Nothing major. So this is going over that dark rust colour. There's no varnish on this whatsoever. Straight over the paint. As is. There's lots more on. I'll take most of it back off again. And then it's literally just grazing across the top of the detail. Nothing huge. Notice that we've not painted the trap pads yet for this reason, so I can just get that little bit of shine on there. Do be gentle around curve, because you've got a big wobbly bit at the end. Wibble. So we're just indicating there's a little bit of wear and tear. Nothing overly drastic. Catch some of these teeth as well once we're here. So it's just the faintest little glint of warm metal. Tiny little hint. Lovely. So we zoom in and see what we've done. So you should just be able to catch that little hint on the raised details. It's nothing overly exciting, but it's just enough to give the indication if you look at it compared to the side I've not done. Just gives the indication that it's being used. So I'm only going to do the outside edges of these tracks on the main strip, but I will do the curve because you'll see most of that. So if you can imagine, this is where we've gone. So we got again, that'd help. This is where the hull is. I'm only going to do this curve. I don't really need to do this piece, so I'm not intending to pick it up and sling it around and things like that. But if you need to do yours for a competition or anything like that, you just take your time. enjoy the process. It's quite therapeutic, this. Let's say just be aware that you have got quite a long stretch of track. Try not to dip it in your coffee, like I've just nearly done. Take your time. Be quite gentle. You can probably see it's a little bit wiggly. Take your time, be gentle, he says, as he's rushing. What this will do as well, by not doing this inside section here, this will let me know which side is which when I come to attach it to the vehicle. Just going to lift you up a tiny little bit out of the way. There we go. Just so I can get under. Lovely. Excuse me. You nearly burped on your ear hole. Right. I'll do this next piece in time lapse. Ooh, my lines aren't quite lined up. That may be my mat apparently. Hiya, Matt. Right, so I'm going to pick an appropriate size brush. Should be you. Just going to take some of the rubber and tyre colours. Rubber and Tyres colour. There you go. A Mig-033. I'm going to drop a spot just there on my palette like so. It is a gorgeous colour, that. I'm going to go to this first track that we painted. It's literally a case now of very gently, very diligently, very carefully just ghosting a layer of this colour onto the pads. And again, take your time. Stick on your favourite music, but do not disturb sign on your door. Enjoy this. And of course take regular breaks, otherwise you end up with your table and mat. That's that gap there doing that to you. Oh, why? whilst I'm waiting for the wheels to dry, I was going to put green khaki, a Mig-033 onto barrel. Grandly. 2, 3, 4. A full drop should do that. Going off how far that went, that's quite impressive. Boosted print, stop it. Just remember I'm not Darth Vader. Oh no, that's going to slip. I'm not Darth Vader. Yeah, I should hold it. Okay, doke. Shift them further up there out of the way. Quick test. Up the floor. Hey! I've got to try and find that now. The only thing with these variable adjustment, quick release thingies. Ah, there you are. As you're spraying, you tend to catch it with your finger and start unloosening it, or tightening it. Unloosening, yeah. Either loosening or tightening it, and all of a sudden ends across the room, or like now, you turn your pressure down. Actually, the compressor's not on, start it up. I think I need to lie down. It's not my fault. Stop giggling. See, I make the mistakes that you'd have to. Anyway, as I was about to say, this middle section here looks like on the instructions it's the same brown as the camouflage on the vehicle itself. So I'm going to take a gamble. Why not? Lightly building up layers. So don't smack it all down in one go. Yeah, just use several mist coats. And eventually your colour will build up. I'm just using air now just to flash it back a little bit, make sure I've caught everything. There's a little bit there that I've missed. That's fine. That motley appearance just helps with the realism. Oh, I actually like that mottle effect. You can't quite make it out on camera. There's a little bit of mottling in there where I've not gone as heavy over parts. Hopefully I can demonstrate that when we do the main camouflage again. That little motley effect just gives you the illusion that there's some fade in there. That's good. Empty. So that 4 drops actually does go quite a long way. The more I'm using these, the more I'm liking them. It's lovely. Right, so this barrel, I already know for a fact I'm going to get yelled at for doing it wrong. I know that for a fact already, but I just want to add a little bit of interest and a little bit of contrast to that barrel. Now I already know that this section here is some kind of brown colour. The instructions don't actually tell me which brown, so just to stay with what we've been doing so far, I'm going to use the medium brown a Mig-033 that matches the brown we've done here, just to tie it all together. I'm doing this again. What's that? It's two of them having a dance. Stop it. Where's the green? Where's the green? Where's the green? So we use khaki green for the main barrel, and the actual green that we used on the back. Just complete this bit. There he is. I'm going to use the NATO green as a contrast on the padding and the straps, just to give it something to look at, because going off the instructions it's supposed to be the same colour. That's boring. So I'm going to use a little bit of creative license. Now, like I said, it's probably wrong. I'm probably going to get yelled at in the comments. You do yours how you see fit and how it should be done if you think that's how it should be done, or if you know that's how it should be done. That in a hole, stop digging. Doing a pointy finger again. Right, where's my palette again? Lost my palette again. There you are. Come here, you. So if I just move those out the way. I know it's one of those annoying episodes where I'm bouncing around all over the place again. This is the worst part of the snagging at the end. Just bounce around all over. Pain in the ass for editing, it really is. Can we not say it? No. Oh. Okay. I won't use that. Oh. Right. Stop faffing, Tony. Get on with it. Right. I'm going to do the green first. Just to have something to do. That definitely looks like it should just be the one colour. That's boring. That's boring. Yeah, no, I'm rebelling. I'm being rebellious. Rebelling. Rebellious. Thanks. Right, so I'll zoom in a little bit. Get onto the brown paper so I'm not staring at the grid and getting all confussed with the focus. Confussed. If it does turn out to be a right load of knackers, for want of a better word, I can always respray this, it's no problem. So, oh, my tongue's sticking out. Yeah, why not? Don't worry, if we can't get this in one coat, that's fine. 2 thin coats is better. Don't worry. If it looks all snotty and horrible, second coat should sort it out. Not a massive problem. I'm staying in the lines and everything, I think. Am I? Oh no, missed. Dagnabbit. So yeah, this is purely me. There's absolutely nothing whatsoever saying you must do this. This is purely my doing this. Just because. You know me, I like to throw my own little twerk. My own little twerk on things. Okay. My little twerk. Yeah, hopefully you've got that lovely image of me on a wrecking ball. Oh yeah. Yeah, alright. I'll do my own jokes, thank you. Right. I'm going to leave the big clamps as they are. And get some of these tiny little straps if I can. I think this brush might be too big, which means I'll be swapping out for the little one if it is. Hopefully at that point it should be enough. And I can get that in without smudging too much. That's not too bad. So all I'm doing there is just pulling and twisting the point of the brush, or the tip of the brush to a point. I'll just show you that. So I'll load the brush up and pull and twist. What that'll do is it'll knock most of the excess off, but it'll also give you that nice sharp point. Now, notice, as I'm cleaning the brush, it's a grotty old pot of X28 I've had going for about 10 years. That brush is now completely clean. But as I'm drying the brush itself, I'm not actually grabbing all the bristles. I'm going right up to them. I'm actually holding right there as I go up. And then I'll dry the rest on the towel, like so. As I'm doing so, I'm twisting ever so slightly to try and maintain that point. Now, it is an older brush this now, and it is losing its point slowly. But that's fine. Wet your fingers, give it a twist. It's fine. If you have these things that came with your brush, try and keep hold of them. It'll just protect them when they're stood up like that and you start knocking stuff around, like I've just done then. But it will also remind you to not put them that way around, which will of course bend your bristles like that, which is bad because your bristles will then take on that shape permanently, which is a bad thing. It's bad. It's bad. It's a bad thing. Okay? It's bad. Don't do it. Right, so that's that. Oh, I've got coffee left. Oh. Don't gargle cold coffee, it's horrible. So I'm just going to take that chocolate brown. It's chocolate, medium brown, even chocolate brown. That's you, that fox, calling it chocolate. I'm chocolate now. So there we go, we've got a nice little bit of interest. Oh, I've missed a strap. Bums. Right. See how much of this you can get done without causing any brush marks. The wetter you paint, the fewer brush marks you'll have. I'm actually talking like I know what I'm doing. I have no idea. Right, that's a snotty coat, so we'll grab that on the second pass. It's fine. I'm just going to. That's the best part about painting cylinders. You can actually turn the cylinder. Just touch your brush in one place. Kind of like the old vinyl. Your needle stays in one place whilst the vinyl spins on the record player. Alright, stop laughing. I'm talking out my backside again, aren't I? See, I can't say. Say backside, but I can't say. All this saying is going to really bother me when I come to edit this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check with Pete, mate, and Gavbait and see if I can say it. Let's see if I can leave it in. Otherwise you're just going to hear beep 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 beep. That's not too bad. A little bit spotty, but that's okay. That's okay, we can get that back. From stage. Yes. Right. Just need to paint that tip now. Now then, for the tip, it's supposed to be black, allegedly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it that rubber colour. So we've got some kind of continuity again. So I'm thinking of the palette that I'm using, the palette choice. Not that palette, the colour palette. So we've got that, all those greys and browns and whites. If I use the rubber colour, it'll tie in with the tyres and the wheels. You can't even see my finger pointing there, can you? Right. It'll tie in with the wheels that we've done so far. But it will also give me a chance to wear the black. Now if I use straight black, like good old fashioned black is black, then I can't darken that any further. Or if you use shades of black, I can. I can shadow it and highlight it. I can highlight normal black, but I can't shadow it any further. It makes more sense when I actually show you rather than try and explain it. So I'm at that stage of the day where, what time are we on? Almost bedtime. So my brain doesn't work much anymore. Stop laughing. Stop nodding as well. So if I use a proper black, I can't shadow that any further than it already is. I can only highlight it, which I don't want to do. I want to shadow it. So if I use that really snotty colour, I might even have to go darker than this. We'll see how it goes first. Try not to touch the area I've just painted. So if I go there, like so. We'll see how this dries first. It might be possible that I end up using a darker grey. Are we in shot? Just about. But what I can do now is, when we come to put a wash on here, you'll actually see a black wash in the crooks and nannies of the barrel. But I can also add a little bit of soot, which I couldn't do if I used straight black. I'll try and do a demo of that for you as well, a plastic card. Similar. Oh, I might have some tubing knocking about for that. Yeah, I'll have a look at my plastic tube, see what I've got. Tubes. So what's a smaller brush? Chuck some more of that painting. Lovely. Lovely. Super. Grandly. Look how ridiculously small that. Tiny. I was trying to burp again whilst I was speaking. That was not a very wise decision to make. Ooh, that's tiny. I might well bob out a shot whilst I do this, because my old man eyes are going, where is it? I think this is one of those things where the wash will put this out more than the paint will. And literally, where the raised detail is, literally just touching the brush to it. Hardly any pressure. Let the detail do the work rather than the brush. Which sounds daft unless you actually, until you actually try it. Right, we're still in shot. Ooh, we're drifting. We're drifting. You notice how I'm not finishing my sentences again. Well, wrist and my forearm. I just glide you around. My forearm is rock solid against that table. Squeak. That was my knees. I'm actually resting my painting hand on top of the stable wrist, which should steady your hand quite a lot. It's a lot better than the tripod method where you got your elbows on the table. I find this one a lot more stable, especially for this delicate work. I just brace my fingers together, forming that little cradle again. It's daft little tricks like this that you pick up over the years. All helps. Lovely. Right, is there anything on that side? Yeah, a couple of clamps there. On to the side. and move the piece around to suit you. Don't try and dislocate your wrists. Try and get yourself nice and stable. Eliminate your handshake. Oops. There we go, done. Right, let all that dry, and then we'll get gloss varnish on that. Get the wash on, and then we'll see how it all looks. As I say, if it doesn't look great, we can always repaint it. It's not a huge problem. This is how we try things. Get stuck in. Don't be afraid of it. It's only paint. Ooh, I'm stuck. Oh, what do you mean we can't say that? And there we have it. Lovely. Right then. You know, I probably can say that, but you know, there's a joke that he's doing. But yeah, ruined it now, haven't I? Ruined it. Don't explain a joke. Don't explain it. No, don't explain it. Anyway, bob along, see my mates at emodels.co.uk, which is hopefully up here somewhere if I remember to do it again. Fantastic people. You get stuff like this. There. Yeah. Great kits. God, don't break it. Yeah, it's a little bit dry now. You get great stuff like this. You get... Oh, what else do we get? What else do we get? I think they carry these. Probably. I'm not too sure. But there's all sorts of stuff. Go and spend a few minutes on their website. You'll probably lose about 3 hours on their website, to be honest. Looking at all the cool stuff. Bob along. Spend some money with them. Fantastic bunch of people. They let me do this. It's brilliant. Yeah. I'll see you next time. We'll do the decals and stuff like that. Brilliant.